So the holiday season is right around the corner. So the book of Revelation it speaks of the synagogue of Satan, which is the Vatican. And he should speak great words against the Most High and should wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws. And that's exactly what they did. They changed the Creator's calendar to the Gregorian calendar. And they changed the law, the Sabbath day, to the worship of the sun god for Sunday worship. So what we had were feast days, and they have been replaced with these pagan holidays. And it was called Emor. You see how it spells? Emor. So these would be the Feast of the Tabernacles, Passover, Rosh Hashanah. But they like to flip everything around. So we went from Emor to Rome, backwards for Emor. So instead of us having our feast days, we were given pagan holidays. And it's just not the holidays, but it's also the whole calendar is pagan. Because that also includes the days of the week. You tolerate some among you who do as Balaam did, who taught Balak how to ruin the people of Yasharel by involving them in sexual sin and encouraging them to do idol feasts. You ever notice how they would say holiday spirit because of the spirit behind it? Also, you can pause it to read it. On these days, they do black masses. That is your Christmas, your Easter, your Halloween, and Thanksgiving. So these are the fruits of the Ruach: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And then there's the deadly seven sins: the lust of the flesh, lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. There's a spirit or principality behind each one. So when you celebrate these holidays, you're actually celebrating with that principality, the birthday or the celebration of that principality. In Santeria, they do birthday parties to their saints, their demons. And they have cakes and food, just like the Dia de Muertos. They do the same thing. In the reading of Daniel in the lion den, so Daniel asked the king, why do they put out food for their idol? And the king said, because every morning, their so-called idol, their god, eats this food. So what he did was Daniel spread ashes all over the floor and locked it and sealed the room. So the king's priests were coming in with their wife and kids at night through a side door, and they would consume all the food and drinks. And the next morning, they saw the footprints all over the floor. So celebrating and putting foods out there for their gods is common practice for pagans. So these pagan holidays or holidays that we celebrate is the same thing. You're celebrating that principality of that month. So these are the seven principalities behind these seven sins, which are basically the holidays that they gave us to celebrate. For pride, you have Lucifer behind pride. I strongly believe that pride is associated with the 4th of July. And let's not forget Pride Week, that we went from Pride Week to Pride Month. How about the spirit of greed, Mammoth? That is your Christmas. Consumerism. The demon of envy, Leviathan. That's the spirit of Easter, because they were jealous of Yahushua and had him killed. How about the demon of lust? This is quite easy. That is St. Valentine's Day, but they call today St. Valentine's Day. It all started in Rome. All roads lead to Rome. How about the demon of gluttony? Another easy one, Thanksgiving, overeating. The demon of wrath. That is your Halloween. But we call Halloween today. If you don't give them a treat, they'll do something like TP your house. The original rules to Halloween is much more sinister than that. In fact, it was almost canceled at one point in this country. And let's not forget the black masses. The demon of sloth. Some people believe this to be St. Patrick's Day. This is the only holiday that I could think of that associates itself with drinking. And there's a reason that they call them spirits. Because it's a spirit behind alcohol. In the reading of Romans 6, it tells you, its sins keeps you in bondage because there are two masters, one of righteousness and the one over sin. So the master over sin is death. The wages of sin is death. So again, all these holidays are just celebrations for their principalities. They tricked us into participating in them.
Who's telling them this year? Who's telling their kids this year that all of these holidays and all these fake characters are all bullshit? Put a little disclaimer, because if you are not awake and you do not believe that we are living in a matrix, this is a big trigger warning. You're just going to want to scroll past this video. So now that we know that we live in a matrix and everything that we've ever been taught is a complete lie, what is everyone doing about all of these special holidays and celebrations? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. I mean, I am this close. I am this close to bursting my child's heart open and letting them know that this shit is not real. I keep stopping myself because then I'm like, oh, I don't want to ruin their imagination. But is it really healthy for them to believe some 500-pound man with a white beard comes swinging down the chimney to leave a bunch of gifts and you're leaving them a bunch of cookies and milk out? Like, is that actually healthy? Is it healthy to think that there's an Easter bunny that somehow makes it around the house, fucking leaving shit ton of eggs everywhere with a bunch of chocolate in it so I can keep putting more and more candy and sugar into my children's system? Don't even get started on the consumerism that is Christmas, about how many goddamn presents that you need to buy, how many huge ass meals that you need to go to consume, so that you're sitting there by the end of the night so freaking full you can't even move, while the children are running around insane because they got 5 million presents that half of them are going to be broken or underneath the bed or hiding in a closet in a couple freaking days, and then they're just going to want more. In the meantime, they're bouncing off the goddamn walls because they've eaten so many goddamn cookies and sugar and everything that it's insanity. What do I tell them? I think I'm going to tell them, forget all the turkeys that have to die and then end up in the garbage anyway, because no one wants to eat that shit. Powers that be do this by design. They do this for a reason, to keep us in that consumerism, keep us in that wanting more, spending more money, being preoccupied by other things that mean nothing, which is materialistic things, food, entertainment, alcohol, partying. Sure, while all that can be fun, and hey, yeah, live your life, when does it come to be a little bit too much? The Matrix is making me lose my mind. Okay, bye.